Yo, what's up guys, Sec here, where today we are going to do something pretty cool. If you're a huge Five Nights at Freddy's fan and want to get into making fan games or fan films, which I'm working on actually both of them, I think it'd be good to know how to texture those models. So I'm going to give you 3 different examples. I chose UV spheres just because I wanted to. And usually when you have a UV, like if I add an UV sphere, I hit Shift A and then UV sphere. As you can tell, if I don't know model, these are smoother. This guy's not so smooth. So you click on him, you go to Modifiers tab, you go to Subdivision Surface, and switch the viewport to 2. Then you're good there, I guess. Yeah, you can keep it like that, or you can set the viewport to 1, right click it, and then hit Shades and move it down. But I don't need that. I was just showing. But anyway, let's look at these guys. So up here you can see this wireframe, there is solid view, then there is look dev and final rendered view. There's the light I have set up and the camera set up. I'm going to leave it like that for now, but we're going to go to look dev view and we're going to have some fun. So, we now have a choice. We can stay in look dev here, and open up a shading tab here. I'm going to make it not that big and switch it from 3D viewport to shader editor, then hit N to get rid of that little tab there. Or you could just go to the shading tab here, but it's got this like default HDRI 360 thing that we don't want. So we're just going to stick to this. Then we have to click on the one we want to mess with. So this one, I guess we'll mess with first. This one I have labeled here, I clicked new, I labeled it as toy for the toy animatronics, and we're going to have some fun. So first thing you want to do is you can either hit Shift A or go up here and click add. Then you can look for it, which is just a simple noise texture right here, or you can search and type in noise texture. Here, well, one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to bring it up here and plug in the factor, like if I zoom in on this dude. You don't want to plug the factor into the displacement. No. Please don't do this. I beg of you, do not do this. Take that out, bring it over to the roughness right here on the principled BSDF. Grab the factor and plug it into that roughness. That's what you want to do. And I will do my best to explain later. But it will make it look so much better because you don't want to actually displace it. You want to, yeah. Displacements are for bump maps, which I'll do a video on later. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to Eevee's rendered mode. And as you can tell, you can see that. Let's turn down the power of this extremely obnoxious point light. Let's look at this guy right here. Okay, actually, let's go to background and just darken the background just a little bit. Almost to pure black. Then let's select here, max out the detail, and I think to get the bet you can like mess with it, and you can see that. Wherever the light hits, you see that. So if I switch the point light, if I click the light up here, and I switch to a sun, you'd go blind, obviously. If I like turn it down, you can see it because the light is hitting it in such a certain way. But we don't want to do it, so I'm just gonna click back to point light. But yeah, you see what I mean here. I think the best would be probably, I don't know, 13? Maybe negative 13. Well, let's change the color. So let's go down to the materials tab here. Change the color. Well, let's make it kind of like a toy Bonnie looking color. I guess that will work. Yeah, I guess that will work. But yeah, you can notice, if you look closely, you can notice the detail. I might bring it up to like maybe 30. And yeah, that looks pretty decent. Yeah, you can definitely see that little bit of like that slightly scuffed up metal looking that we want for the toy animatronics. So that works. But yeah, that's basically all you really have to do. You can adjust the settings for exactly what you want, but I think this works for me. If you want a little bit more of a smaller area of it, so there's more of it, you can do that, and then you can add a color ramp and do stuff like that. You can mess with it, maybe add the same noise texture to the base color, and then add a color ramp and change it so like it, and maybe a subsurface color, so it looks like it's kind of got a like a rusty texture, but that's not what I'm going for. So I'm gonna go back to 30. And I think that's really all you need for the toy animatronics. Let me bring up the light just a little bit, maybe 300. Yeah, but you can notice that you can see that, because like if you look at the other guys, if I hit that and I look at it, you don't see that. But if I hit here and look at it, you see that. You definitely, yeah, that's what the noise texture does, and that's what we want. But on to the next guy. Let's do this one. I guess this one will be the withered in the middle. So we're gonna hit new texture and type in withered, and let's get to it. All right, everybody. Now this time, you're gonna be like, "Hey, Jacob, didn't you tell us not to do this?" Yes, I did last time. But this time, I'm telling you to do it. So hit Shift A and get yourself a noise texture. And click on the factor and plug it into the displacement. Lordy lord, that's not what we want. So let's look at that. That's kind of crazy. So what I'm gonna do is bring the scale up to maybe 30. Yeah, that looks reasonable. Maybe 30.8. Yeah, and bring the detail up to like 9. Not 9. 9.9 works. And you can mess with the roughness and things like that, but I like to keep it at 0.5 at all times, because that's a little bit more advanced, and even that's pretty advanced for me, so I kind of avoid messing with the roughness unless absolutely necessary. This is literally it, basically. That's basically it. I mean, it's easy and simple. You look at it, it looks pretty handsome, doesn't it? But let's go to like let's change the color to maybe a dark brown looking thing. Yeah, maybe bring that up a little bit. And there you go. We got the withered looking texture. So far we have the toy texture looking pretty good. The withered texture, which actually I might bring. The detail's good. I think that the detail was alright. I might bring up the amount absurdly. Nah, I don't know. You do what you do. I think this would be best for the withered. I mean, it looks good, but for now I'm gonna keep it at this, but you do what you do. And now let's hop on to the last one for tonight. And this one will be spring. So let's hit new, type in spring, and let's get to it. Alright, so this time we're not using a noise texture. It's insane. But let's grab this and let's drag them out a bit. Hit Shift A and type in Voronoi. Click there, then mess with position into displacement. Now, if you look at it, it looks like it's been like sliced up, or it's got cracks in it. That's not what we want. Maybe go around a 85, and that's what we have. This one is extremely simple. Plus, well, really, all these are supposed to be very simple. just ways to get them done like that, in case you don't have a ton of experience and you just want to start off on some incredible work. I might bring this up to maybe like 88.3. And do that, and then I think you are good. You can mess with like Manhattan if you want, or Chebyshev, which I use a lot for other things, and then Minkowski if you want. But Euclidean's good for now. And then all you gotta do is really go to color, get like this is gonna be for Springtrap. Get around that color and then just darken it, and bada bing bada boom, you got yourself Springtrap's texture. And yeah, this is how you do the different textures for the Five Nights at Freddy's characters. So we've got the toy characters, which is just a noise map plugged into the roughness of a principled BSDF, which is plugged into an output. And if you move around, you can see it's looking nice. Then there is this withered one, which I think would look better with a little bit of a smaller like thing, like more like that. But I'm doing what I'm told, well, what I used for the last one. And this is what I used for my withered animatronics. I think it would look better though, personally, like this, or like a little bit more like that, but I can mess with my animatronics later. You do what you guys want to do, but it's just a noise texture plugged into a base color noise texture with the factor plugged into a displacement, and then changing the base color to whatever color you want. And then the also fairly easy Springtrap or spring lock texture. You just get a Voronoi texture, bring the position into the displacement, and change it to more of a army shade of green. And that's really it. That is how you make Five Nights at Freddy's textures on the go. That's how you do it in less than 15 minutes. So thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video.